Hi, I'm Lionel, this is TECHLOTO, and this is the Polar Grit X. Let's take it for a 5k run. Something you guys have been asking me to cover is the Strava live segments, so let's get into it. If you've been using Strava, you notice that Strava has segments on your run. It just shows you what other people have done or how well you're performing in a certain stretch. And you'll notice that you can star your favorite segments. So if you already have segments starred, great. If you don't, go in and star them on Strava. Presuming it's already linked, your favorite segments will automatically be uploaded onto your Polar Flow, just sync it with your watch and it's good to go. But one important thing I would say you need to do is make sure that all the segments that you've starred are loaded. So if you go into the Polar Flow app, go to the favorites section, there you can see all the segments linked with Strava. If it's not, just follow the steps and add the segments. Now I've noticed one issue. I've starred the segment on Strava. If you look on Polar, it doesn't come up. Now I don't know if this is an issue with Polar or Strava, but I've noticed it with a few segments. I did it with segments in different areas. I ran through that segment again just hoping it would jumpstart it, but it didn't. So my advice to you would be make sure that the segment comes up on the Polar Flow app before you go for a run, because you won't get the benefit of the Strava live segment if you don't. Now once that's done, we can really get into it. When you're just going on your normal run, once you get to about 200 yards of the segment, Polar will start telling you there's a live segment coming up, a segment that you favorited, of course. Now you're not forced to see the segment. Now you can just press the button on the bottom left hand corner of your watch just to say you're not interested. If you start taking a slightly different route, it just won't show you. But if you stay on course, it will tell you when to go, and the real benefit here is you can really try and break your record. If anybody's ever used Race Pace, it will show you that same system where you're able to see your best performance and how well you're keeping up with it. You can see it on the screen. It's actually pretty cool and I look forward to testing it. Unfortunately, the Strava segment on my favorite running route doesn't come up properly. I don't know why, so I'm just gonna have to think of a new route and really test this out. But it's a really cool feature. But is it worth paying $7.99 a month for this feature? I'll leave that for you to judge. But there you are, Strava live segments. I've shown you what it's like. I've shown you the benefits of it. Don't say I don't listen to you guys. The hill splitter feature is so useful. Some people may make use of the downhill feature, but I'm all about tracking what it's like going uphill. When you're running a 5k and it's just full of uphill runs, I need to know how I'm performing. If there isn't a Strava live segment, I really don't know how well I'm performing on those hills. The 5k route that I run has hills all through it. It's absolutely not a flat 5k, but I'm never able to measure my performance on these hills. What's my performance like in those sections? I like this because it takes away the need to depend on Strava live segments. I'm going to really enjoy tracking that over the next few months, especially as I'm running more and more. Okay, so now you've completed your run and you're checking out the summary. You're going through it and you see that this is pretty much the same as the Polar Vantage V or the Polar Ignite. Most of the details looks the same. It gives you some information about your training load, all of that kind of stuff. But we get to the point where it's summarizing your calories burned and you can see that the display is a bit different. Presented as energy sources, it not only gives you your calories, now it's trying to estimate your energy sources, literally your carbs, protein and fat. I saw this feature and I thought this is going a bit too far. There's no way they can estimate, but it's actually quite cool. Obviously when you do aerobic exercises, that's when you can utilize more carbs and more fat, and I'm actually really excited to test this when it comes to exercises in the gym. Obviously the most important thing that we're trying to do is burn calories, really trying to focus on losing fat, and you're deciding to go into ketosis. This is something you can really make use of. There's actually a really cool video by Thomas DeLauer. I'll definitely recommend watching that. I'll leave a link in the description. So what's the verdict for my first 5k run with the Polar Grit X? Pretty good, to be honest. It's interesting what Polar is doing. With each device, they're giving you just a little bit more information, just that little bit more that will make you want the next device without feeling like you're losing out or taking anything away. Because I've already done this kind of video for the Polar Vantage V as well, and I've done a full review on the Polar Ignite. There's so many of the features that you'll already know, you'll already be used to. Something like Race Pace, which is fantastic. That helped me get faster. That helped me run my fastest mile, and that definitely helped me beat my 5k time. Getting footage for running videos is really difficult, so I'm gonna go based on what you guys want. Let me know what you want me to cover. Do you want me to do a video on Race Pace? Do you want me to cover running index? Obviously there's route guidance now, and this would be a very difficult video to do, but I could even cover the running program. But let me know what you'd like to see in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have, remember to like and subscribe to TECHLOTO. Visit the Patreon page to support the channel, buy some merch, and don't forget to visit the website.